All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Please have a seat. Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the third annual Training and Education Command Awards Dinner, co-hosted by the Marine Corps Association. I'm retired Master Sergeant Preston Mitchell, Director of Foundation Programs, and it's my pleasure to be with you tonight as we continue our mission of advancing leadership and rewarding excellence. Our color guard this evening comes from TECOM at Marine Corps Base Quantico and is led by Sergeant Wynn Tam. Our musical support is provided by the Quantico Marine Corps Band under the direction of Staff Sergeant Lucas DeValder. Please rise for the presentation of the colors, our national anthem, and the retirement of the colors, and remain standing for the playing of the Marines hymn. March on the colors. Retire the colors. March. The halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli. We fight our country's battles in the air, on land and sea. First to fight for right and freedom, and to keep our honor clean. Proud to claim the title of the United States Marines. Please join me in thanking the band and color guard for their outstanding support this evening. Thank you. Please be seated. Please direct your attention to the screens for a brief video presentation.
The Marine Corps Association is the professional association of the United States Marine Corps, founded over 100 years ago by General John A. Lejeune, who, along with a group of like-minded Marines, saw the need for an association whose mission was the betterment and improvement of the Corps through professional development, the recognition of excellence, and by expanding awareness of the rich traditions and history of the world's finest fighting force.
The MCA is a member-based organization comprised of tens of thousands of active duty, reserve, and veteran Marines, and together with our donors and industry partners, we provide a variety of resources to assist in the education and growth of those in the profession of arms. Our Total Force membership program provides premium memberships to all serving active and reserve Marines at no cost to the individual.
The Marine Corps Gazette and Leatherneck, Magazine of the Marines, are the flagship publications of the Marine Corps Association. The MCA first published the Marine Corps Gazette in 1916 as the Corps' professional journal for sharing ideas and professional discussion. Today's contributors include Marines of all ranks from across the force, discussing topics relevant to all elements of the MAGTAF, as well as leadership, innovation, and modernization. In its over 100 years in print, Leatherneck Magazine has shared the stories of Marines and friends of Marines in every clime and place, from personal accounts of historic battles to today's deployments.
To develop professional excellence in all Marines and the Marine Corps community, the Marine Corps Association provides a wide range of resources, including battle study packages, authoritative references, MCA films, podcasts, and decision-making exercises.
We also support commanders across the force with professional dinners, spouse summits, and professional leaders conferences. Through these programs, we provide Marines and spouses with tools and knowledge, as well as opportunities to hear from military, academic, and industry subject matter experts to challenge and inform their thinking. The association also partners with the Marine Corps to recognize the achievements of thousands of Marines each year.
High-performing Marines in various occupational fields are recognized by their communities, deputy commandants, and commanding generals at annual awards dinners. Honor graduates receive awards provided by the MCA at institutions ranging from the recruit depots to top-level PME schools.
Since 2015, the MCA has co-hosted the Modern Day Marine Military Exposition to provide the Corps' leadership an annual venue to engage with Congress, industry, the media, and Marines. The Marine Shop has been serving Marines around the world as the premier source for uniforms, with a store in Quantico, Virginia, and online to help forward-deployed Marines with their uniform needs. For over a century, it has been the privilege of the Marine Corps Association to support the professional development of Marines on and off the battlefield, and we look forward to continuing to serve our fellow Leathernecks in every clime and place in the future. Semper Fidelis.
Well, now it's my pleasure to introduce the President and CEO of the Marine Corps Association. Please welcome Lieutenant General Charles Sciarrotti.
There's like 10 binders in here. I'll take the ACMAX binder. Well, ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to another one of our fantastic events. I know it'll be fantastic tonight because we have such a great turnout. I am Lieutenant General Chuck Sciarrotti, and I am honored to be the president and CEO of this fantastic organization, which is your organization, the Marine Corps Association. This is our third annual awards dinner in honor of the Marines and sailors and civilians of the Training and Education Command, and we are honored as an association to bring this event to life here once again this year. So thank you, one and all, for being here. This association supports to exist the professional development of Marines, to recognize professional excellence, and to curate the history and the legacy of our Corps. And we do this through multiple ways, one of which is events like this throughout the globe. Wherever Marines and their families may find themselves, we are honored to bring the event to them to ensure that we carry on the legacy that was opened up to us in 1913 by General John A. Lejeune. Tonight, I'm honored to co-host this event with my good friend, Lieutenant Colonel Ben Watson, Commanding General of Training and Education Command. Sir, thank you so much for being here. We had a long talk today, Ben and I. He called me, asked for my permission if he could make fun of me. So let me just start with that I am not backing down at all, that I'm just allowing him. I'm going to take all the notes away from him that he's already scribbled that he could do. So, but I just want to open up with that as a good co-host, I'm allowing him to make fun of me later on. We'll see how good of a comedian he truly is. So that's good. Ben, thank you, sir, for your continued support. More importantly, for your friendship. Thank you so much. And Emily, we're delighted to have you here tonight. I'm sure that Ben's remark will, let's just say, remind us why Marines are not comedians as a profession. And in Ben's case, I think that holds true. We are also honored here to have truly, let me just stop before I go to the Assistant Commandant. And just, I want to make sure that I afford him all the customs and courtesies and gratitude and platitudes that I can by saying, sir, you are the most handsome in the room, the most intelligent and omni-magnificent. And as an aviator, you deserve that. You deserve to have all of that. But truly, sir, we are humbled and honored to have you here. And so gracious of his time, as you know, for all senior leaders, but more importantly for the Assistant Commandant. Time is a precious commodity, and he gives it to us in spades every time. And when you'll hear later on tonight, his words will resonate, not as a naval aviator, not as a Marine, but as a true warrior. I know that that's Mo Mahoney. And if we know, as you know, as he's guided us, when I say us, our Corps, through these really interesting times that we've had here recently, I think his next job, that'll seem like a cakewalk in comparison to what he was doing. So, sir, we wish you all the best. We wish you Godspeed as you face some pretty interesting times ahead of you, and congratulations on behalf of all of us. Our head table, we're joined by General Mahoney, Lieutenant Colonel Ben Watson and his wife Emily, Sergeant Major Necco and his wife Elizabeth. Sergeant Major Elizabeth, thank you for being here. Our chairman of the board, and that's why I have to be on my very best behavior, Lieutenant General Mark Berlakis, sir, retired. Thank you very much. I'm looking for the bonus. Our vice chairman, Mr. Jay Holmes, a Vietnam veteran, Purple Heart recipient, and our good friend. This will be the last time, I believe, that he will be as the vice chairman after 14 years of serving on the board. We finally got rid of him. And so, but in all honesty, no one cares greater about the Marine Corps, the Marines, and this association. Sir, thank you very much for all you do. We are also joined by Colonel Pete Ahern, retired, sir. Thank you for being with us at the head table. And Sergeant Major Keith Long, retired, our USAA representative. Sergeant Major, thank you for being here. Several active duty generals, and I know I'm going to mess this up, so I apologize, but to my good friend, Lieutenant General Jerry Carter, sir, are you here? He's not here. Good. Good. He's the director of intelligence, so it just goes to show how much I have. But in all honesty, 2 years ago when he was still just a mere major general, I accidentally in one of these events called him by the wrong name. And you get talking and you can look at somebody and know that you're saying something wrong. I did. Well, he waited until he was lieutenant general to call me out on it. We went outside and had a couple words after that, but it's all good. Lieutenant General Rain Man Adams, sir, the money man. I know you're here, Rain Man. Sir, thank you for being here as always. Brigadier General Michael Brooks, CG Training Command, sir. I know you're just back from overseas. There you are right there. Welcome back. Our good friend, Tony Greco, Executive Director for Training Command. Tony, good to see you. And in this class of esteemed Marines and civilians, I'd also like to recognize Colonel Chris Steele, Director of Expeditionary Warfare School. Sir, are you here? Yes. Several retired generals and flag officers tonight. If I could just say thank you to all. I know there's a lot of you out there. I'll call a couple out. I'll forget probably half of you, but again, your support not only to this association but to our Marine Corps continues to resonate. So thank you. Lieutenant General John Whistler, Lieutenant General John Davis, Lieutenant General Rick Zilmer, Major General Del Alford, Major General Jim Kessler, and retired SES Don Bishop. Thank you, gentlemen, for being here. I have the privilege at these events to always, never fails, to be able to call out specific individuals who just resonate with the crowd. And tonight we are truly honored, and I am humbled to be able to do that once again. If any of you have read the accounts of naval aviators who were shot down during the Vietnam War, heard of Hanoi Hilton or anything that occurred there, you'll know that this gentleman and what he went through. And so, without further ado, just let me introduce to you Rear Admiral Robert H. Shoemaker, a true American hero, a naval aviator, U.S. Academy graduate. Admiral Shoemaker was shot down over North Vietnam in 1965 and spent nearly 8 years as a POW in the Hanoi Hilton. His courage, leadership, resilience under unimaginable conditions exemplify the highest traditions of military service. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me to recognize Rear Admiral Shoemaker. You hear so much about the code that the POWs use to communicate with each other. Rear Admiral Shoemaker was the father of that code. He is also the father of, for those of you who flew an aircraft, perhaps shot these missiles, Hellfires and Mavericks. And so after he came back from his time in Vietnam, he went on to NPS and then served a long and distinguished career in the Navy. Part of the courage that you displayed at that as a POW, but also for what you did to improve our defense's national security. Thank you so much, sir. We have, in addition, we have a lot of active duty young Marines here. And when I say young, sergeants and below, please stand once again and be recognized. Okay. Okay, we have three. So all right. I should have done like master guns and below. That probably would have got everybody up. But truly, it is truly about our young men and women who wear the cloth of our Corps, but also of our nation. And they are the future, and they are the reason why we're here. So again, thank you for your service. Thank you for your professionalism and all you do. You are the next generation of Marines, so thank you. We owe a deep debt of gratitude to our corporate sponsors, as always. Without them, without you, we could not make this evening possible. Over 4,400 awards that the Marine Corps Association delivers every year to the Marine Corps for the recognition of professional development. Over $2 million worth of programming that we deliver to the Marine Corps for professional development. And we do that, really, I hate to say it this way, but on the backs of our corporate sponsors. You do it because you not only love the Marine Corps and you know that that's the right thing, but you're investing in tomorrow's leaders, those young men and women that just stood up. And so I thank you personally, and I know that our association leadership and the rest of us thank you for your continued support. Ladies and gentlemen, our corporate sponsors. If you would please pick up your pamphlets on the table, we'll just run through those really quickly. As you open it up, you'll see what I was talking about, the most handsome guy in the room right there. His bio is right there. You can refer to that. Below it, you'll see the QR code, which is the bios and the citations for our 12 Marines and civilians that will be receiving awards tonight. Please take time to look at that. And then on the facing page at the bottom there, in addition to the menu and all that, you'll see our upcoming events. Just a couple of the 37 events that we will do from shore to shining shore. we're on our way to Okinawa. We'll go to Iwakuni. We'll go to Stuttgart, Germany, right at Oktoberfest time. That's a hard time to be there. And then over to 29 Palms and elsewhere. We do that to deliver all the products and services that our associations become known for. On the back page there, you'll see that we have our sponsorship tiers. And then on the bottom for our active duty Marines, as always, we invite you to activate that QR code for all active duties, from General Mahoney all the way down to our youngest men and women. It is free. We'll get General Mahoney after he retires, and we'll make him pay double. But for right now, it's free for everyone. So please activate your membership and make sure that you take advantage of the products and services. Before I turn it over to the chaplain, just a couple of things here. I'd like to just call out. Today is National Purple Heart Day. If you are one of those Marines, sailors, civilians who may have been awarded a Purple Heart, please stand and let us recognize you. Thank you so much. And then finally, before I turn it over to our chaplain, just to the families of our awardees, if you would please stand and let us recognize you. Please, if you're here with an awardee, please stand. A lot of you have made the trips from distant places. We thank you so much for being here to honor us, but also to show your continued support for that Marine or civilian that you've grown with, loved the whole nine yards. So thank you for your continued support. And now, without further ado, let me call Captain Jenkins up to the stage. Sir, the floor is yours.
I invite you to join me in prayer. Almighty God, you are holy and yet you're gracious. Gracious with your presence tonight as we gather to celebrate the excellence and dedication of tonight's award recipients. Thank you for their dedication, their calling, and their impact that they've made on the Marine Corps. Lord, help each of us to be upright, to walk worthy of our calling, and to be found just. Help us to seek truth and find truth. I ask that you equip us with the knowledge and wisdom we need to succeed, not only as professionals, but as individuals. Lord, I ask that you bless the food which we will soon receive, and bless those who prepared it. May we receive it with grateful hearts. Lord, I thank you for the Marine Corps Association and all the sponsors and all whose generosity made this celebration possible tonight. Lord, bless all who gather this evening. Grant us your grace and your peace. In your holy name I pray. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy your dinner. We'll see you in about 45 minutes. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, our program will begin here in about 5 minutes. So please take this time to make any head calls and return to your seats, please. 5 minutes.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if I can have your attention. If I can ask you to take your seats. Thank you so much. I hope you were able to enjoy your dinner. And now it's my distinct honor. I have to, first of all, apologize to Lieutenant General Watson. He's no longer Lieutenant Colonel. But as the ACMAC reminded me, that was the last honorable grade that he served. And so Lieutenant Colonel is fitting. But I was going to do push-ups, but my guns are so big that I'm afraid that I might bust out of this expensive suit. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed my honor to introduce our host, Lieutenant General Ben Watson. Thank you.
Hey, sir, thanks very much, and definitely no harm done. You know, you listen to, I mean, this is a fairly regular crowd here, right? I mean, I've a lot of friendly faces. You folks come to a lot of these, the vast majority of you. And so you're also, you know, of a similar age, right? So you'd understand an Animal House reference. And I think of General Schirodi, I mean, I go right to Jim Belushi, and, you know, he gets up and you just sort of in the background, you hear Germans, Pearl Harbor, you know, shut up, he's on a roll. And he just kind of does his thing, right? And I think tonight actually is probably going vastly better than expected, like far exceeding normal expectations for General Schirodi. I was, the last time I talked at one of these things, I was the guest of honor is about a little over a year ago, and it was the West Coast Marine Corps Association dinner. And General Schirodi gets up and he does what he does, right? He does his funny man thing, you know, like funny General Schirodi, pokes fun at a few folks, and he gets up and, you know, and then he says, okay, great. And now it's my great honor to introduce our guest of honor and guest speaker for tonight, the First Marine Division Commander. Yeah. So I'd say this event, Chuck, is off to a pretty damn good start. You know, like Lieutenant Colonel, Lieutenant General, you're getting better. You know, first goes the hair, then the short-term memory. You know, it's just one of those things. So buckle your seatbelts. What's his name is back. You know. All right, hey, seriously, you know, hey, if it wasn't clear to all of you before you walked in here, I'm sure you understand by now. Hey, look, Marine Corps Association Foundation, like, they don't just feed us and buy us stuff. They actually invest in our Corps in a meaningful way. You know, their commitment to critical thinking, to our professional development, it helps ensure we keep both a tactical and an operational edge over our future adversaries, while protecting that unique brand, that unique Marine Corps DNA, and that's pretty important. So many thanks. General Schirodi and Leanne and Tim and the whole team for many thanks to our association for what you do. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, thanks very much for joining us here tonight, for taking some of your valuable time to spend it with us. It's really great to see everyone, and really a true privilege to have an opportunity tonight to recognize some of the extraordinary talent in Training and Education Command. And I just real quickly like to thank all of the TCOM folks that had a role in tonight. Probably the MVP, First Sergeant Lindsay. Are you out there somewhere? I'm going to embarrass you. Yeah, thanks, brother. Forcing all of us to up our game. Jackie Harris, Major Infante, Captain Martin, Lieutenant Goodrich, Chief Warrant Officer Dean, pretty impressive narrator, all the others behind the scenes making it happen. And hey, one of the best probably moments tonight I will remember for me was the look of shock and awe on everybody's face when they announced that it was the Quantico TCOM color guard and band playing. I mean, you guys thought it was 8th and I, right? I mean, President's Own, Commandant's Own, yeah. I mean, not much of a difference. That was pretty cool. Those Marines seriously put a lot of work into that, so really do appreciate them. Look, I also want to echo our shout out to particularly our veterans, but all our folks in industry that are here tonight, just helping us to get after the equipment and the training systems that ensure our Marines never find themselves in a fair fight matters. So thank you very much for everything that you do. I appreciate it. And as we honor the achievements here of our TCOM Marines tonight, I'd be remiss if I just didn't also echo the thanks to the families whose unwavering support and sacrifice make any of our achievements possible in this challenging business. So thanks very much to the families that are here. Hey, look, it was just 5 years ago, right, that TCOM became a 3-star command. And I think most of us would agree that change was long overdue. to put training and education on a par with the manpower and the equipping pillars that are a fundamental part of the Commandant's Title X responsibilities. And just a few weeks ago, CG-TCOM was confirmed by the Senate as a Deputy Commandant as well. So now Commanding General TCOM is also Deputy Commandant for Training and Education. And no one deserves more credit for that than Lieutenant General Wolfie Iams and Mr. Tony Greco. Wolfie, is he here? I did not see him. He was on the guest list. I take that back. Wolfie gets no credit. Tony Greco, where are you? All right. Thank you very much, Tony. I appreciate it. Yep. It was all Tony. Hey, before I introduce our guest of honor tonight, I want to talk briefly about where TCOM's headed and ensuring our Marines are not just ready for today's fight, but prepared to dominate on tomorrow's battlefield. So in June, we released a training and education campaign plan, which is really a roadmap to TCOM's focus, our direction, and our investment priorities over the next 8 years, so 2 FITUPs. And this plan describes the way in which TCOM prepares both Marines and MAGTAFs at all echelons to fight and win on a rapidly changing battlefield as part of a joint force through innovative, standards-based training and education in order to ensure that our Marine Corps prevails in combat. Our adversaries are adapting, and the Commandant has charged us to ensure that we adapt faster. So to achieve this, we've focused on 4 lines of effort. The first, you'll be not surprised to hear, is making Marines. Reinforcing and sustaining that transformation that begins at recruit training and extends through our entry-level schools. The second, enhancing lethality. It's expanding advanced training to incorporate multi-domain capabilities, building maritime fires expertise, integrating unmanned systems at speed and scale, and making measurable improvements to the way we build marksmanship lethality in our individual Marines. The third is training units to fight. Modernizing our training environment to support force design investments through Project Tripoli, and strengthening our service level training exercise. That's 3 of 4. And number 4 is learning and adapting at speed. Improving our PME for both officers and enlisted Marines. Leveraging data and AI to synthesize information and accelerate learning to ensure that we're not just observing what's going on around us, but pacing with contemporary conflict and technology, all while continuously assessing our effectiveness. So I mentioned Project Tripoli. I want to take just a minute on that. Project Tripoli is our main effort at TCOM, and it's my #1 investment priority. It's where I'm putting every extra dollar that I can get a hold of. Project Tripoli is TCOM's initiative to provide the Fleet Marine Force with a low overhead, all domain, all echelon, live, virtual, and constructive training environment, the LVCTE. So you might ask why that is important. Why does Tripoli matter? Project Tripoli is important because, quite frankly, we do not have sufficient range and training area infrastructure to support live training with all of our modernized force design capabilities. Not in all domains, and that will not change quickly or substantively in the near future. We have some of the very best instructors in the world. You're going to meet some of them tonight, but that alone will not be sufficient. The range of new weapons and systems, challenges with spectrum availability, authorities and permissions, classification, the growing need for high-demand, low-density people and things, and the need to conceal from our adversaries certain capabilities, certain tactics, techniques, and procedures in this era of ubiquitous surveillance. All of this adds up to the fact that we do not, and we will not, have the geographic or the spectrum space we require to train our Marines and our MAGTAFs to fight and win in all domains with their tools. And so if you believe the old saying that in combat we won't rise to the level of our aspirations, but we will fight as we have trained, relying on the habits of thought and the habits of action built of long hours and many repetitions, if you believe that, as I do, then you know that we have to find a way to train regularly with the full suite of our kinetic and non-kinetic capabilities. And that can only be achieved today through an integrated LVC environment. The first time Marines do something in combat should not be the first time that they do something. Under Project Tripoli, we're building the Marine Training Enterprise Network. We call it the M10. It's an LVC training environment that is naval and joint by design. And we'll have it installed in every single MEF by the end of this FY, by the end of September. It's also worth noting that Project Tripoli is aligned with DC Aviation's Project Eagle, and the Aviation Distributed Virtual Training Environment. I mean, we have integration work to do, air and ground, we do. But by the end of 2026, we should have a fully networked system linking Marine Aviation and ground forces into joint training exercises. So this TCOM campaign plan, it's not just a document, it's a commitment. It's a commitment to equipping our Marines with the knowledge, the skills, and the attributes they need to win a multi-domain fight in complex maritime terrain at the edge of the empire. It requires teamwork, innovation, and a constant reminder of what Vince Lombardi was fond of saying, and that is that perfection is unattainable. But if you chase perfection, you can catch excellence. So tonight, we celebrate the best of our team. The teachers, the coaches, and mentors who are leading the way and shaping the Marine Corps of the future. They are the heart of the TCOM enterprise, and they are our center of gravity. And we must continue to attract and retain the best and brightest Marines as instructors and invest in their development. I can look you in the eye tonight and tell you that we have a plan. And I'm confident that as long as we are led by Marines like the ones we recognize here tonight, we will be ready for the next fight and we will win. So that's a fair amount from me. And I'm not the guy that you came here to listen to tonight. A guest of honor tonight is someone that I've known my whole career, looked up to since I was a rifle platoon commander at Camp Lejeune, and he was flying A6s out of Cherry Point. He's a rare breed, even amongst the few and the proud. He became an infantry officer first before he turned fighter pilot. He's a weapons and tactics instructor, a Top Gun graduate, and a forward air controller. Ladies and gentlemen, he knows our business both in the air and on the ground, and he is now the President's nominee to be the next Vice Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. It's a privilege to introduce to you our Assistant Commandant, General Christopher Mahoney.
All right. First and foremost, Admiral Schumacher, an honor, sir, to be in the same room and share the same meal with you, sir. All right, well, General Watson, thanks for that introduction. Chuck, I wish you would have done it. It would have been a lot worse. So this is my second shot at it. Some of you may be repeat offenders from last year. Ben said, hey, look, I'm going to give you another chance to not screw this up, so I will attempt to do so right now. We've already welcomed everybody, but let me just triple down for the general officers, the flag officers, the SESs, the sergeants major, and our industry partners. No kidding, the backbone, the support, the pillars that hold up this great association and foundation. And for the graybeards now that are engaged in one way, shape, or form with the fleet, with the schools, a heartfelt piece of gratitude from my position in the Pentagon for continuing to share your knowledge and your wisdom with the future of the Marine Corps. And Chuck, as much as it kills me, I got to thank you too. You always put on a great show and a great party. So does your staff, and to the TCOM staff as well. Now, the main purpose of tonight, as Lieutenant Colonel General Watson said, is to recognize the best of the breed in TCOM. But before we do that, I would just want to talk about a couple of things from my perspective as the Commandant's wingman. The first thing I want to talk about is the role of training and education across the span of time for the Marine Corps, our 250 years. I've had a few opportunities to speak, to sit back, and to reflect on what makes this outfit a little bit different. What makes us exceptional and if exceptional means better, I will take that. One of the obvious things is how we train and how we educate, and the system that is put together to train and educate, the mindset, the esprit de corps that it brings to the fleet, that we imbue from the yellow footprints till the time you get your DD-214, throw your sea bag on and walk out the gate for the last time, is something exceptional. So while the Training and Education Command, then known as the Marine Corps Training and Replacement Command, was established in 1944, we've obviously had a system or training and education in place for a lot longer than that. We have never missed an opportunity in 250 years, from then to our founding to today, to use the training and education to build a better force. As General Watson said, to outpace the changing character of war and to win. Let me just give you a few examples. The first one, the grand old man of the Marine Corps, Archibald Henderson. He was only the commandant for 39 years. He had a policy that you could not march out of the barracks. You could not go on duty on a ship. You could not go to barracks duty, sentry duty, or anything else unless you passed his exacting standards for military bearing, skill, and leadership. A one-man training and education command for 39 years. So this produced the outing of the Marine Corps and the leadership that we would take into the war with the Mexican-American War, and as the song says, the seizure of the halls of Montezuma. Now crank the time machine forward a little bit to 1910, and in response to the advent of coal-fired steam propulsion, the need to secure advanced bases was apparent. So we created the Advanced Base School. The school codified the lessons that we had learned in the Spanish-American War when we had advanced bases at Guantanamo, at Guam, and in the Philippines, for example. Fast forward again to the 1920s, following the success in World War I, our baptism by fire, and what is perhaps the genesis of the modern Marine Corps. And in response to the increasing role of the Marine Corps and the importance of a staff education system, the Commandant, 13th Commandant, John Lejeune, put together education, training system for Marines at all echelons and at scale. This resulted in the schools at Quantico. So at the time it was called the Company Officers Course, now the Basic School. At the time it was called the Marine Officers Training School, the Marine Infantry Officers School, now IOC, or the Infantry Officers Course. And then there was the Field Officers Course, now known as the Command and Staff Course. These courses set the standard to facilitate staff integration that would bring on the large-scale joint and combined exercises and the victories of World War II, from Tarawa to Guadalcanal to Iwo Jima to Okinawa. And it was during this leap in our professional military education, spawned by John Lejeune, that we began using student research to inform war games, to inform TTXs, and to inform the planning that we did. Think tentative manual for landing operations, that would then inform how we fought going forward through World War II. We created that system, and that system exists still today. Whether it was Korea, whether it was Vietnam, Panama, Somalia, Iraq, Afghanistan, it is that system that has put us in front of the changing character no matter what situation we found ourselves in. So that brings me to today. What TCOM does for us today. Ben's shot group is right in the 10 ring. Today, TCOM and its system molds every single Marine at every phase and stage in their career. Prepare, forge, shape hard Marines in the toughest schools, informed by the realities of modern combat. You, and I'm addressing the TCOM enterprise, you are the power pillar of force design. Check it out. You can have the best modern Gucci kit in the world, but if you do not know how to use it, if you do not know how to sustain it, maintain it, integrate it into the joint force, it's just a piece of kit that General Adams wants his money back for. If you have a bunch of talent on the field, but it is not trained as a team. It is not trained in the latest doctrine and skill sets. You have a pile of talent that will probably be the best looking force to be run off the hill. A few examples from my perch. At a moment's notice, GCE Marines from the West Coast deployed to the border and to the streets of Los Angeles, providing traditional and non-traditional support to our federal brothers for a national priority. They didn't wake up and say, let me go to the streets of LA. They didn't wake up and say, let me build a wall, but that's what the nation needed. And I swear, if they had to, they would have hitchhiked down I-5 to get to the border. They were trained that way. The Marines of VMFA 314 in their F-35s bloodying the Houthis off the carrier. The Marines of VMFA 542 right now still deployed forward, drawing blood as recently as yesterday, and they'll be doing it for months to come. You did that. You set those conditions, you trained them, you educated them. The Marines of MRF D, the GCE and their aviation combat element, VMM 363, 2,000-mile trek from Australia to the Philippines to provide life-saving aid to our Philippine allies at the drop of a hat. You did that. You shaped them, you trained them to do that. These and many other examples, whether from the high north to HOA, to the defense of Diego Garcia, to campaigning around the globe, is the end product of all of you. You're the causal link between the raw material and raw combat power. But as important as you are today, going forward into the future, your role cannot be overstated. Like your forebears, you're creating new doctrine, mechanisms for assessment, and you ensure Marines' ability to take the fight to the enemy, and as General Watson said, to win. You train Marines using new concepts and futuristic concepts like Tripoli. Tripoli is ambitious. It's futuristic. It sounds like a sci-fi movie, but it's also real. And it's also a big part of our training and education future. So tonight, as the awardees come up here, I'd like you to truly think about what they represent. There will be 12 awards. They represent 4,159 instructors in the TCOM enterprise. 4,159 Marines and civilian Marines continuing the 250-year progression of training education so that what is today will win and it will thrust us into the future. 4,159 Marines and civilian Marines keeping us ready so that if our adversaries are delusional enough to fight us in the air, we'll litter the countryside with the wreckage of their airplanes. If they are stupid enough to challenge us at sea, we will burn them to the waterline. And if they are suicidal enough to challenge us on the land, we will bury them in the fighting holes that they dug. Why is that? Because TCOM, you taught us, and we know no other way. Thank you. Semper Fidelis.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's with great pleasure that we recognize the outstanding performance of individuals within our Marine Corps instructor and faculty advisor community. We would also like to extend a sincere appreciation to the families of our award recipients. Your unwavering support, dedication, and sacrifice make the exceptional achievements of your Marines possible. Thank you for everything that you do. A photo opportunity for each awardee and their family will be made available immediately following tonight's ceremony. Please join us for a round of applause for our awardees and their families. Taking their position on stage are Lieutenant General Sharadi, Lieutenant General Watson, and General Mahoney, who will present this year's recipients with their awards. Please hold your applause for each winner until the presentation of their award is complete. Our first award this evening will be the TECOM Marksmanship Small Arms Instructor of the Year. We are honored to have Allison Rubin from Conflict Kinetics, the sponsor for this award, joining us on stage. Conflict Performance Optimization, Small Arms Simulation, and Synthetic Training. They proudly deliver the Marine Corps' newest program of record, Advanced Small Arms Lethality Trainer, or ASSAULT. Conflict Kinetics is proud to support the legendary warfighting excellence of the United States Marine Corps. With a team that includes many retired Marines, they continuously advance innovative training solutions in close collaboration with TECOM and Marines, enhancing lethality, cognitive dominance, and mission readiness across the Corps. This year's recipient of the Marksmanship Small Arms Instructor of the Year Award is Sergeant Ridgely W. Gray from Weapons Training Battalion, Training Command. Sergeant Gray distinguished himself through his dedication to modernizing the marksmanship training of entry-level Marines. The culmination of his efforts directly contributed to the creation and execution of the annual Rifle Qualification Course of Fire and the Marine Corps Marksmanship Campaign Plan. Our second award this evening will be the TECOM Formal School Aviation Instructor of the Year. We are pleased to welcome David Yost, representing Mantech, the sponsor of this award, who has joined us on stage. Mantech International Corporation provides the innovation, adaptability, and critical thinking our government requires for success in defense, intelligence, law enforcement, science, administration, health, and other fields, both across the nation and around the world. This year's recipient of the TECOM Formal School Aviation Instructor of the Year Award is Major Anthony D. Garner, Marine Aviation Training Support Group 22, Training Command. Major Garner executed over 245 syllabus advancing sorties, 25% higher than the squadron average. He enhanced the lethality of Training Group 22 by identifying training gaps and relentlessly advocating for increasing readiness through training modernization. Our third award this evening will be the TECOM Formal School Officer Instructor of the Year. We are pleased to welcome Kim Myers of KPMG, the sponsor of this award, who has joined us on stage. KPMG has been providing advisory services and industry insight to government clients for over 100 years, helping organizations address their most complex challenges and capitalize on their most significant opportunities. This year's recipient of the TECOM Formal School Officer Instructor of the Year is Captain J.C. M. Annable, Marine Corps Engineer School, Training Command. Captain Annable led 4 combat engineer officer courses, delivering over 150 hours of classroom instruction and contributing to the modernization of the combat engineer officer period of instruction. Our fourth award this evening will be the TECOM Formal School Enlisted Instructor of the Year. We are honored to have Lieutenant General John Whistler from First Command, the sponsor of this award, joining us on stage. With a vision of lifelong financial security for our nation's military families, First Command has been the financial coach for those who serve for over 60 years. This year's recipient of the TECOM Formal School Enlisted Instructor of the Year Award is Gunnery Sergeant Philip W. Collins, Marine Detachment Fort Lee, Training Command. Gunnery Sergeant Collins provided superior leadership and mentorship to his students and fellow instructor staff. During this period, he supported 37 formal school courses with over 2,200 hours of high-quality instruction, while safely overseeing 38 live demolition ranges with 0 incidents. Our fifth award this evening will be the TECOM Formal School Civilian Instructor of the Year. We are pleased to welcome James Kemp of Claxton Logistics, the sponsor of this award, who is joining us on stage. Since 2007, Claxton Logistics has provided a full range of logistics, acquisition, business solutions, and technical solution services to military and civilian customers. This year's recipient of the TECOM Formal School Civilian Instructor of the Year Award is Mr. Jose A. Velasquez, Marine Corps Engineer School Training Command. As a preeminent resource for adult education and curriculum review, Mr. Velasquez has demonstrated a foundation of unsurpassed knowledge that sets him apart from his peers. From basic students to senior officers, his instruction has directly contributed to the increased lethality and professionalism across the engineer community. Our sixth award this evening will be the TECOM Marine Air Ground Task Force Officer Instructor of the Year. We are honored to welcome Luke Wood of Persistent Systems, the sponsor of this award, who is joining us on stage. Persistent Systems provides secure and scalable mobile network capabilities through cutting-edge wave relay MANET technology. Their mission is to network the battlefield and maritime Internet of Things in support of naval forces, connecting Marines, vehicles, sensors, robots, UAS systems, training ranges, and other IoT devices at the tactical edge, while providing access and control of that data from anywhere in the world. This year's recipient of the TECOM Marine Air Ground Task Force Officer Instructor of the Year is Major Matthew Petrovich, Marine Aviation Weapons and Tactics Squadron 1, MAGTF TC. Major Petrovich demonstrated exceptional leadership and instructional expertise, directly contributing to the certification of multiple weapons and tactics instructors and the development of critical tactics, techniques, and procedures for the UH-1 Yankee community. His innovative training methods and tireless dedication has significantly enhanced the lethality, capability, and mission readiness of Marine aviators across the Marine Corps. Our seventh award this evening will be the TECOM Marine Air Ground Task Force Enlisted Instructor of the Year. We are honored to welcome Todd Kirby of Leidos, the sponsor of this award, who is joining us on stage. Leidos is an innovation company rapidly addressing the world's most vexing challenges in national security and health. Their 47,000 employees collaborate to create smarter technology solutions for customers, including the United States Marine Corps. This year's recipient of the TECOM Marine Air Ground Task Force Enlisted Instructor of the Year Award is Staff Sergeant Kenneth J. Claus III, Marine Corps Tactics and Operations Group, MAGTF TC. Staff Sergeant Claus distinguished himself from his peers through his exceptional dedication to advancing operational level education and warfighting innovation. Staff Sergeant Claus's innovative approach, including the creation of new grading rubric and pioneering joint training initiatives, significantly improved both the student learning and institutional excellence. Our eighth award this evening will be the TECOM Exercise Control Instructor of the Year. We are honored to welcome Colonel Chip Hall, USMC retired, of BAE Systems, the sponsor of this award. BAE Systems provides a broad range of products and services across air, land, and naval forces, including advanced electronics, security, information technology, and support services. This year's recipient of the TECOM Exercise Controller Instructor of the Year is Gunnery Sergeant Matthew N. Gilzo, Tactical Training and Exercise Control Group, MAGTF TC. Gunnery Sergeant Gilzo demonstrated unprecedented aptitude as an infantryman leader and instructor across 6 service-level training exercises, where he taught, coached, and mentored leaders from 9 infantry battalions. His impactful leadership in platoon and company-supported attacks and urban operations significantly improved the quality and capacity of control groups' instruction and training support. Our 9th award this evening will be the TECOM Officer Faculty Advisor of the Year. We are honored to welcome Ted Probert, President and CEO of the Marine Corps Scholarship Foundation, the sponsor of this award, who is joining us on stage. The Marine Corps Scholarship Foundation is a nonprofit organization whose mission for the past 60 years has been to provide college and career and technical scholarships to deserving sons and daughters of Marines, both current and veteran. The Scholarship Foundation is the oldest and largest needs-based college scholarship provider to military children. This year's recipient of the TECOM Officer and Faculty Advisor of the Year Award is Major Russell S. Cox, Expeditionary Warfare School, Education Command. Major Cox was responsible for the professional education of 224 officers from the Marine Corps, Joint Service, and allied and partner nations. In a field of hand-selected military officer faculty, Major Cox stands out as a master of student-centered adult learning and is passionate about professional military education. The entire student body benefited greatly from his experience and expertise, both in and out of the classroom. Our 10th award this evening will be the TECOM Enlisted Faculty Advisor of the Year. We are pleased to welcome Lance Steffenbaugh, Chief Executive Officer of Web Businesses Solutions Incorporated, the sponsor of this award, who is joining us on stage. WBSI has provided professional training, instruction, and curriculum development to Training and Education Command for over 17 years. Predominantly hiring retired Marines, WBSI is an employee-oriented company. This year's recipient of the TECOM Enlisted Faculty Advisor of the Year Award is First Sergeant Froilan Seha, Marine Corps Base Hawaii, Kaneohe Bay, Headquarters Battalion, Education Command. First Sergeant Seha distinguished himself by mentoring over 270 students and certifying as a Master Faculty Advisor in just 18 months. Using innovative teaching methods and mentoring peers and advancing their careers. His exceptional leadership and expertise make him an invaluable asset to the Academy, including briefing Taiwan's senior military leaders on Marine Corps education objectives. Our 11th award this evening will be the TECOM Civilian Faculty Advisor of the Year. Representing the sponsor for this award, Innovative Reasoning, we welcome John Jacobs to the stage. Innovative Reasoning is a service-disabled, veteran-owned small business that has proudly supported the United States Marine Corps for over 10 years. They specialize in training, logistics, and program management support, providing superior people, processes, and performance. This year's recipient of the TECOM Civilian Faculty Advisor of the Year Award is Mr. Kevin Heaton, Marine Corps War College, Education Command. Mr. Heaton distinguished himself through innovative instructional design, exceptional teaching, and unwavering dedication to student success. His leadership as acting course director and creation of engaging scenario-based learning tools significantly enriched the educational experience and advanced academic excellence across Marine Corps University. Our 12th award this evening will be the TECOM MC JROTC Instructor of the Year. Representing the sponsor for this award, we are pleased to welcome Dr. Ernie Rosado of Columbia Southern University, who has joined us on stage. With over 30 years as an innovator in online education, Columbia Southern University offers flexible, non-traditional programs, including online associate, bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degrees. This year's recipient of the TECOM MC JROTC Instructor of the Year Award is Master Sergeant Sean M. Worthen, MC JROTC Marine Instructor. Master Sergeant Worthen distinguished himself through innovative interactive teaching strategies at the high school level that enhance student development in citizenship, service, responsibility, and achievement. By building strong partnerships with parents, students, and resource providers, he created a supportive learning environment that drives academic success and positive cultural impact. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in a round of applause for all of our award winners. Now, as we close the MCA Training and Education Awards ceremony, please welcome back to the stage Lieutenant General Sharadi.
Ladies and gentlemen, a round for our narrator tonight. The fat lady has not sat down yet, and so I have the last mic. Truly, I'm honored that I was referred to as Pluto. For those young Marines who've never seen Animal House, Pluto was the star of the show, the heroic figure of an action-packed movie, similar to The Sands of Iwo Jima, things like that. So just look it up. It's a fantastic movie. I'm sure you'll appreciate it. But truly, General Watson, General Mahoney, thank you very much for allowing me to be up here. Thank you for allowing us to support this Training and Education Command. Both of your words were just impactful and really represent why you are the leaders of who you are. So thank you for that. Ladies and gentlemen, we wish all of you a safe evening, travels home, and hope to see you at our next event, where I'll again introduce my next best favorite friend, General Austin. Thank you very much for being here. Safe travels and Semper Fidelis. Hold it. Yes, I'm sorry. Thank you so much. If I could, please have all the award winners and their families come to the stage for photographs. Thank you very much. Thanks, Ben.